guys, it's Manager Kylie, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you why most college athletic departments are not profitable. So you may think when you think of college athletics that there's a lot of money behind it, and there is. However, most college athletic departments actually do not make a profit. There is only a small percentage that actually make a profit, and these are some of your big name Division I schools, and sometimes they're not even your big Division I schools. But most schools, their expenses way outweigh their revenue, and they don't even make a profit. So today I'm going to go through all the different details on where their revenue comes from, where their expenses go, and kind of some of the reasons that they don't make a profit and how they can get external funding to try to help the athletic department stay afloat. But if you guys are interested in more sports administration content just like this, definitely subscribe button, turn the bell so you get notified every time I upload, as I post new videos every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So when it comes to revenue, most college athletic departments get their revenue from ticket sales. So these are for their major sports, generally hockey, football, both of the basketballs, any sports that they sell tickets for, that's where they get some revenue. They also get league revenue. So this could be in any of, especially in your Division I schools, any of your major leagues have TV contracts. And then there are schools that get money from the league. This especially happens in Division I. In your lower division, this doesn't happen as much, but you do get money for going to March Madness and bowl games, things along that lines. March Madness is actually one of the biggest money makers in the college athletic realm. If you participate in March Madness, you get a cut of money. Plus, if March Madness does well, you get a cut of money just because it is the biggest TV deal that the NCAA has. And the farther you go in March Madness, the bigger cut of money you get. So March Madness is definitely a drive. College football, actually, even though you might think it's pretty big, doesn't have the same money behind it, even though it has huge expenses, than basketball does, as March Madness is the biggest money maker for the NCAA. And then there's also other ways to make money at the games. This could be through concessions, shirt sales, merchandise, things along that lines. So they do make some money at the games, but that's pretty much the major ways that money comes in as revenue for the athletic departments. Now expenses, this is where the big bucks go out. Coaching salaries is the biggest expense for college athletics. Paying those different coaches high salaries. When you think of those big Division I football coaches, Nick Saban, and some of those other big coaches for basketball, anything like that, they make a huge amount of money. And that's a lot where the expenses go. Those coaches, both, even at the Division III level, the coaches, staffs all get paid, or at least the head coach and maybe an assistant coach or two get paid. And those are big stipends of money for the college. This expenses also go to the facilities. They got to keep uptake on the facilities, make sure that they stay clean, make sure the fields have grass on them, everything looks nice. You also are going to have a lot of equipment. For each sport, you're going to need equipment. So whether that's soccer balls, basketballs, footballs, things along that lines. You're also going to need to pay officials. Sometimes this comes from the league, and sometimes this comes directly from the schools. But there are a lot of expenses around running each one of the games. And for all those teams that travel, some teams do get paid to travel by the other team. That's a whole different thing to deal with. Some teams do like pay for play games, but a lot of times travel is a big expense for these schools. Many smaller leagues, so especially your Division II and Division III, might have a smaller travel distance, but those Division I schools are generally traveling a pretty far distance for some of their games. It could be all the way across the country, so that is a huge expense for these schools. Now, those expenses generally outweigh the profits. You can see there's a lot more big expenses that I mentioned than the profits. And one way that the schools kind of figure this out and get other money in is the athletic departments are often subsidized by the school itself. So the tuition money that athletes and everybody are given to the school, that generally subsidizes some of the athletic department's budget. Most athletic departments also get money from donors. So part of your job as a coach may be working with fundraising and getting money from donors, both for your specific sports team and for the whole athletic department. So donors are another big piece of the puzzle when it comes to budgets and money for the athletic department. If many athletic departments did not have donors or the subsidies from the school, they would not be able to stay afloat. And you have definitely noticed recently a lot of schools, especially smaller schools, Division III schools, have been cutting back on the amount of sports teams that they're able to have. This is because of the cost. Everything costs a lot right now. Travel costs a lot. Everything costs a lot, and schools just don't have the funding and are not getting the same numbers in tuition to be able to stay afloat. Many schools have to keep closing, and athletics are going to be the first cut, as those are a big expense for all the different schools. So this is kind of the basics on why college athletic departments are not profitable and why most spend most of their time in the red. If you have any questions, definitely let me know in the comments down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I will see you guys next Wednesday.